Hey everyone, welcome to Infinite Realms. Today I'm reviewing Breaker and the Ram motorcycle. So yeah, I got a good deal on this one on Black Friday. I actually paid less than I did for Timber and Snake Eyes. Yay! Now the other thing is that's especially odd since the original price point of this and the price point of Duke were the same as Timber and Snake Eyes. Duke and the other Ram, which is the Tiger Force, sorry. Just to be clear. So, yeah, when I say Hasbro's prices are all over the place, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. The small wolf is the same as a big old bike. Yeah, okay. If you say so. I don't agree. But that's neither here nor there. I don't set the price points. Now, I really wanted this set because, well, honestly, Breaker was the very first G.I. Joe I ever bought in the 3 3/4 inch line. It was ironic because the store near me that got G.I. Joes was basically when the first wave of Joes came in, they were ransacked. The only thing I can figure is Breaker was left because he didn't have a gun. He was the only one. So I grabbed him first and then grabbed the rest later in subsequent shipments. That was back in the days when, you had about a year to buy everything, so you didn't sweat it too much. Well, you sweated it, but not like you do today. Because, hey, you can miss. And it's gone. You're never going to get it. So the other irony of this 2-pack is the last bit of the original Joe's I bought was the rapid fire motorcycle, the Ram. I bought that on sale at a local department store way back when. They were clearancing it out for the new waves of Joes that were coming down in the soon-to-be 85 line. So this is how long that was hanging around the store. And so I always thought that was kind of funny, is that, everybody associates Breaker with the Ram. And yet, I didn't get those things for almost 2 years apart from one another. So yeah, I had Breaker kind of hanging out and everything, I mean, he originally manned the flak cannon, and then da-da-da, and he was, with clutch in the vamp, because, Grand Slam had to operate the cannon. I mean, he can't be hanging out in the Jeep, right? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, my funny little whimsical story about, those original runs of G.I. Joe and how much fun that was to collect. And so, yeah, here's Breaker right out of the box. And, somebody said this looks like Steve Rogers' head. I don't see it. And now, he really doesn't come with anything really usable, but he does come with his helmet. Well, so did the original figure. His helmet is hard to get on, as you can see. And let me just adjust this a little bit here. Alright, so here, sorry, that helmet was a bit of a struggle. So here you see the helmet, and I don't know. This figure does not want to stand either. I have an issue with that, but I will visit that after I talk about this. Yeah. I mean, I kind of see back here that kind of looks like they're giving him his old headset. It kind of is reminiscent of that, but this front part with the goggles really throws me off. And I think what it is that it's the goggles. I mean, I get why he has the goggles because he's on a bike, but I don't think he needs them necessarily. And it kind of looks like somebody compared it to, I want to say Analog Toys said this was, compared it to a helicopter pilot's helmet, which I kind of see, but I kind of see how it's not too. So it's odd, to say the least. I don't, I won't say I like it though. I think I would have liked better. I mean, if you're going to go old school, just go the full way and give him the backpack too. I mean, that's fine. This is looks like it's adjusting, adjusting a little bit, and I don't know. It's like, oh, we've got all micro stuff now, so yeah, whatever. I wish they kind of gone with the suspenders on the webbing here and on the chest. I think the chest is kind of bare. I'm not a big fan of that either. So I don't want to say it's a terrible figure, but it's not the best figure ever. I'm surprised this had gone up so much in the aftermarket, mostly because of rarity, I guess. Because distribution's so great at Hasbro. But yeah, he's okay. But I think there was a lot of room for improvement here. Now, moving on to the bike itself, I think the bike is cool. It's very, very cool. It looks enough like the original old school version that it invokes a certain level of nostalgia while maintaining an ability to be its own thing. And that I like. And of course it has a not reflective, but what should be a light right there. And yeah, it's a good, solid looking bike. I mean, there's not much I can say here. And this is coming from a guy who's really generally opposed to vehicles in this line because, they can get to be haphazard and big and in the way. I know we're getting a trouble bubble. That's another one that seems pretty good for this line. And so, I mean, I don't see anything above that. I didn't back the his tank because of that. I just did not see this line needing that his tank. It just didn't, I think keep those at 3 3/4. Any other vehicle, I don't know. I'm just gonna be like, that's should be in a smaller scale. I feel the same way about Black Series, so Now, one thing I want to point out, and I don't know if you saw it in the last clip, but that sidecar, as I move this around, does not want to stay in. I mean, I can't make it come out, but it will come out periodically on me. And what I was wanting to show was in here is the minigun. And, another disappointing thing about this is if you take this apart, this is the same minigun that came with Amazon exclusive Roadblock. And I'm not 100% sure which one came first. So it's kind of like, you're getting reviews somewhere, is my point. Okay, so off camera, I loosened the sidecar up because I tried to do it on camera and it just was terrible, so I just stopped. As you can see, this splits in half, and inside is the minigun. It's the exact same one that came with Amazon exclusive Roadblock, and then there's the other half. I mean, the halves fit together good, and it's easy to assemble. And then, of course, in the process of this, I remembered, oh yeah, there's a kickstand on that bike. And it's just like the original one, so, it works pretty well. But I'm not a huge fan of that. I think they probably should have gone with just a fully molded sidecar. And, I would have felt better about that. But, what are you going to do? They did what they did, right? Now then, Breaker can sit fairly well on the cycle itself. I tried to put his hands on the handlebars, and I just felt like the handlebars were gonna snap. I don't know, and I just felt like, okay, I need to leave this alone. But of course, the handlebars move with the wheel as it turns, so that's kind of cool. And again, and it wasn't snapping because of besides anything, because the pressure I was putting on it to get the hands on the handlebars. And I just didn't trust that it was going to hold. So I just backed off and said, I don't want a broken toy here. So let me do that. Let me just back away and then, worry about it another day. Now, the controls on the bike itself have some really nice details. I can't fault that for 1 second. And, overall, I do like the bike. It's just really cool. I mean, it's got that nice minimalist approach. It has enough of the cut of the original Ram motorcycle to definitely invoke the feeling of the Rim motorcycle. So I'm going to be honest, I feel like this one is a bit of a mixed bag. I think Breaker's a little too plain. I grant you his original figure was plain too. But, you know, they found a way to jazz up rock and roll. I think they could have found a way to make Breaker look a little bit better. The cycle is pretty good. I mean, that in itself kind of almost sells the whole set. So, since they're a package deal, I'm going to give them 4 stars, mostly for the bikes. Mostly for the bike. The bike is a lot cooler. I wish it had some more original pieces. I do think the Breaker figure brings it down a little bit. I think that head sculpt could be a lot better. And that helmet, yeah, that helmet needs some work. Beyond that, I think I'm pretty satisfied with this one. So, I'm going to say wrap it up for Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe.